Well, we begin tonight with a pinpoint weather alert. Today, we returned to wintry weather. I'm Shannon Heggie.
I'm Mike Montecalvo. The snow and rain that fell today is turning to ice as temperatures fall, and that will make for some slick roads.
We have team coverage tonight. Chief Meteorologist Tony Petrarca standing by with when we'll see some melting. But first, let's go to 12 News reporter Chelsea Jones.
She's live in Burrillville. Chelsea, how is it out there tonight?
Well, like you mentioned, the snow has kind of wrapped up. It's not falling anymore. And as we commuted up here to northern Rhode Island, you know, the roads were very wet and that created some slick areas for drivers. But now I want to focus your attention to some of the snow that's left behind here in Burrillville. Just take a look at the railing here. You can see some of the accumulation that is left behind. I know Tony mentioned to me that there's about 3 inches in some spots here of Burrillville. So now we would just want to look at what the rest of our state looks like. So first, we want to send you to I-95 at Jefferson Boulevard. The roads there, traffic moving freely, but like we talked about, those roads, the potential for them to refreeze is kind of what we are focusing our attention on tonight. So you kind of want to give yourself time and take it a little bit slower as you make your way around the state tonight. And then if we turn our attention now to southeastern Massachusetts to New Bedford, you can see there on the docks that there are some footprints that remain. But again, the snow has stopped falling, and all that's left behind is some of the wet and slick surfaces. And as we took our way up here in areas like Gloucester and Smithfield, I took a look at some of the side streets, and those weren't yet plowed, and so those will be icy as people head out tonight, maybe even early in the morning. However, I did check in with RIDOT. They tell me that they do have plows out treating the roads as necessary. We did see a couple as we came up here tonight, and they also say that they have additional crews on standby for ice throughout the evening. So now we want to send it back over to Chief Meteorologist Tony Petrarca. Tony, what is the expectation as we wrap up tonight and head into tomorrow morning?
Well, Chelsea, another concern is just that dropping temperature. Of course, we had rain, wet snow, some melting and some puddles, and quite simply all of that is freezing up. So anything untreated is becoming slick. The snow has come to an end. This is 6 hours worth of radar imagery, and you can see the snow now has pushed well offshore. We have clear and drier air off to our west that'll be punching in this evening and during the overnight. How much snow? Just minimal amounts. It was anywhere from a coating to 2 to 3 inches. The coatings reserved for areas closer to the ocean, but Coventry at 1.3, Cumberland 1.7, North Smithfield a little over 2, and the exceptions were the Foster, Gloucester, Burrillville area around 3 inches. Elevation makes a big difference. Now, we clearly don't have mountains in Rhode Island, but we do have rises in elevation. Elevation in Burrillville is close to 600 feet. Elevation in Foster is over 700 feet. And that modest rise in geography quite simply makes the temperature colder. Net result, you end up getting a little bit more in the way of snow. Plus, you're far removed, obviously, from the ocean, the warming influence of the ocean during the wintertime seasons. But with all that slush and some wetness and some puddles on the roads and temperatures dropping, these are some of the colder temperatures right now. Generally about 30 to 32, so things are freezing up, whether it's a secondary road, your walkway, or a driveway, but be careful. We are back to sunshine tomorrow morning. Watch for icy spots early. I do expect some melting by late morning and especially afternoon as temperatures head up to about 45. We'll get a closer look. Our next storm is on Saturday. This one is completely different. We'll talk more about it coming up.